Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello class, how are you today? Well, in this meeting, we will discuss about the example of explanation text about flood. Do you still remember this natural phenomenon? This natural phenomenon is often occurs in our country, Indonesia. Therefore, I use it as an example for your understanding of the explanation text for flood natural phenomena. Do you still remember what is explanation text? Yes. Explanation text is a text that provides an explanation of a natural or cultural phenomenon and presents a causal sequence of why the phenomenon can occur. I will show you an example video about flooding. Flooding is a catastrophic event that generally occurs in the rainy season. Floods occur almost every year, one of which is in Indonesia. Floods are also an annual event that occurs in big cities like Jakarta. To be precise, in several areas. Floods occur due to two factors. The first is natural factors, such as heavy rain that does not stop and causes river water discharge to continue to increase and then overflow. The second is social factors such as the habit of throwing garbage into the river. As a result, the river becomes flooded and the heavy water that comes from upstream cannot flow properly and then overflows and causes flooding. Residents around the flooded area are the most disadvantaged. One way that can be done to overcome flooding is to be vigilant and not to throw garbage in the river. This persuasion will at least reduce the risk of flooding. This explanation text with the title Flood consists of three complete text building structures. As I have explained through video examples about flood natural disasters. That is, the first sentence is a general statement and the second sentence shows a series of explanation and the third sentence is a closing. The first is general statement. A general statement is a part of an explanatory text that contains information related to the definition or understanding of the object being discussed. For example, flood is a catastrophic event that generally occurs in the rainy season. Floods occur almost every year, one of which is in Indonesia. Floods are also an annual event that occurs in big cities like Jakarta. To be precise, in several areas. And the second is explanatory. The explanatory series is the part that contains information on the cause and effect sequence or the process of occurrence of the phenomenon being discussed. For example, floods occur due to two factors. The first is natural factors such as heavy rain that does not stop and causes river water discharge to continue to increase and then overflow. The second is social factors such as the habit of throwing garbage into the river. As a result, the river becomes clogged and the heavy water that comes from upstream cannot flow properly and then overflows and cause flooding. Residents around the flood area are the most disadvantaged. And the third is closing. Interpretation is the author's brief opinion about the event that occurred. This section is the closing of the explanation text that may or may not be present. For examples, one way that can be done to overcome flooding is to be vigilant and not to throw garbage in the river. This persuasion will at least reduce the risk of flooding. After you watch or listen to the sample of the video that I have given, I hope you all can understand the meaning of the sample from the video. Then I assign you to retell about how the natural phenomena occur. You can watch from the video that I have given, or you can also see for the other source of information and video search about other natural phenomena. I think this is enough from me. Thank you for today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.